What's good, everybody? This is Ace, here with my partner Marcus, and we are about that sports life. You know what we came to do? We came in to talk some sports. So we're gonna hop right into it, bro. Um, the NFL schedule got released last week. Um, I never really realized how much of like it was a bigger deal than I felt like it's been in the past. I don't know why, but it almost felt like the official beginning of football, like the football season. Now we can actually talk about some stuff. Like, you had the draft, and then having this actual schedule to sit there and look at and see who your team is playing, what week. It kind of made things a little bit, made me feel better, made me feel like football is coming soon.
It's right around the corner now. Training camp, we had less than 2 months.
Yeah. Rookie mini camp going right now. So some of the rookies already in camps. I seen guys with their jerseys on. It's getting to be that time almost. But it's really a couple highlights here and there. In the schedule, I think the biggest one that everybody's been talking about, well, biggest two games really. Biggest one is to kick the season off, week 1, game 1, Cowboys at Buccaneers. I mean, what can you say? I mean, it's box office. I mean, we're gonna take that one in the chin. We'll do the league a favor. The Cowboys will do the league a favor and take that, because I feel like, especially early regular season and through the regular season, I believe that the Bucs are going to be a juggernaut because they didn't lose a thing. I don't see it. There's no reason for them not to hit the ground running, defending champions.
Back.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to just be a monster to even just start the season. A lot of things happen in them 16 weeks, well 17 weeks this season. So I'm not saying that they're gonna run through the league or run the table, but I feel like especially week 1, game 1, we're gonna get a good shot from the Bucs. But I'm looking forward to it because I'm looking forward to seeing what this Dan Quinn, what we have 6 or 7 draft picks, what that defense is gonna look like, because it can't be any worse. It has to be better. So
definitely can't be worse. No.
Yeah, it can't get any worse than what it was. So and you can't get a bigger test than what we're gonna get week 1, game 1. Can't get a bigger test than that. So
when I look at the schedule, like. I know Bucks and Cowboys. Yeah, of course, it's gonna get the lights. It's gonna be ticket wise, viewership. But I think they dropped the ball a little. It should have been them against Brady as the Patriots. And that's what I think you would have. Yeah. That's the biggest story of the season.
But I mean, they got that week 4, so I think what happened, and I think they would have. They thought about it. They probably wanted to do that, but I think they waited for a reason. I feel like they waited till week 4 for because they don't know what the Patriots are going to look like. So I think they did want to kind of wait on that just to see what the Patriots look like. I think that's why they put week 4 in.
Game-wise, I guess you could say that. Story-wise, I'm saying storyline-wise, if you're coming into a brand new year, he's going back to that stadium after winning the Super Bowl. They just drafted a quarterback in the first round. Yeah, he's probably not going to play. Like Belichick's trying. He went on a spinning spree. He doesn't usually go into. Like, it's a lot there that you could have had the first week, and that's just.
I also don't think they wanted to. I also don't think they would have wanted to have the champs on the road if week 1 too.
That's the part. That was what I was going to say. The one thing that messes it up is that he has to go on the road. That's the only thing that I think. It's like, dang, that's probably why. They got to be. We win the chip. The first game's at home. We got to be like. It's gonna be the first fans to be back, even though Florida's been had fans. Another different thing going on down there. But the rest of the league have fans going on. When I think about our own division, I kind of think they dropped it a little bit there because of all that happened at the draft with the Eagles and Giants and jumping them for Smith, and then they was upset we didn't finish the game against the Redskins. So I think that was another area they probably could have built the drama up of week 1, having them play each other, but they didn't. Eagles play the Falcons week 1. 2 mediocre teams, so I think that should be a good game. But Cowboys and Patriots. I mean, I am so conditioned to thinking Brady and the Patriots.
Patriots.
It's been a year, and it's still like does not fully play through that he's on the Bucks.
It's been a year he don't win a Super Bowl, and it still kind of feels like he's a Patriot. Like it does. It just does.
I'm only saying Patriots because I'm thinking about.
It is funny. It's funny you say that because the other day, I took my sons to the barbershop, and in the barbershop where we go, they have all the NFL teams' helmets on the wall. Like, and he's pointing the teams out, and he pointed to the Patriots, and I said, yeah, that's Tom Brady's team, because he knows Tom Brady. And then I was like, wait, no, it's not. No, it's not my fault. He used to be on. So that's what I'm saying. It's that ingrained. Like you see Patriots, you think Tom Brady. So it's not just you. It's not just you.
Crazy. All right. I know we're gonna move on, but who do you think is another player that falls into that same ilk? Like when you think of him, it's only one team.
I mean, I want to say Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
the question is, how much longer will that team be that team? Yeah.
Like I if you'd have asked me 2 seasons ago, and that was a season that was supposed to be a down season where I think they went 13-3, was it?
Oh, you talking about Packers?
Yeah, the Packers. I forget what the record was, but it wasn't a down season by any means. They just didn't, do what they wanted to do. But if you'd asked me 2 years ago, I would have said Aaron Rodgers is a Packer for life. He ain't ever going nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
What a difference 2 years makes, and what a difference an MVP season made. Like in a season where Aaron Rodgers was the pretty much the unquestioned MVP throughout almost half the season. The second half of the season, I don't think it was a question.
Early on, it was some Russell Wilson talk, but by, like you said, second half of the year, Rodgers took off.
It's been nothing but questions surrounding whether or not he's going to be with that team going forward. Like when have we ever seen something like this? Like it's Peyton Manning, yeah. And I was gonna say when Brett Favre was, when we saw it kind of too.
Yeah,
Brett Favre was still at that level. But to me, I mean, I just think that the Green Bay situation is something where it's on the Packers to fix. Like I don't think that there's anything else that can happen there besides them. They have to do something. Now, I can't tell them what to do. I can't think of what you could do, but it's some options, but they have to do something. They can't just expect this to fix itself. It's not going to fix itself.
No, it's no fixing itself, but they got to make the best decision for now and long term. Like I understand right now is about, you got a quarterback who's a Hall of Famer. You got a beast receiver in Adams. Your running game's pretty good. Defense is improving. And the defense is good, especially their front seven is very good. So, yes, I know you want to capitalize on that window and that team, but you also do not want to just give away what you could have in the future with Jordan Love. So I think they got to try to figure out a way to balance both. Bring in a playmaker right now for Aaron Rodgers. Have him – I don't even know how much you extend them for, maybe 3 years, and then you move on. I mean, I know he is that guy. I know he is Green Bay. But if I can see Peyton Manning playing a Broncos jersey, if I can see Tom Brady playing a Bucs jersey, I'm sorry, Aaron Rodgers can play in another jersey.
Yeah, no. Me personally, I feel like they should have traded him. Now, I know everybody's going to say, no, you don't trade. I think just trade him. Trade him and get some value back. I feel like they should, because either way, that works out, that scenario, whether he leaves and retires or he plays out 3 seasons and leaves, you still have Aaron Rodgers walking out of town and you ain't getting nothing for it. So I feel like if he doesn't want to be there, and that's a big thing. That's with me. I'm a guy that any team that I do root for, anybody that ever says they want out, I want them out. If you say you want out, I want you to leave. I want us to
you're
work
not
on
committed.
Yeah, let's get you out of here then. Let's facilitate that. Let's get the value. Let's take the value. Like that's back. I'm a Celtics fan. When Kyrie was, when it was an issue with Kyrie, I had no problems with getting rid of Kyrie. My problem was I didn't want to get rid of Kyrie for nothing. Mm-hmm. That was my issue with that. With Kyrie, if Kyrie didn't want to be there, then I'm 100% fine with that. But I wanted to get some type of value back, man. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's always, the slippery slope. Because it's like, all right, you're trying to chase the championship, but at what point do you just give the championship? At what point do you just give the championship race up and say, okay, this situation is no longer attainable, right? Because if you put Aaron Rodgers on the market, that boatload's coming back.
Yeah, you can get whatever you want. That's why, and they had the perfect team. You trade with Denver, they're gonna give you whatever you want, man. Because they know they're a quarterback away from being right there with the big dogs.
Yeah, it's so the same situation they was in with Denver, with Peyton Manning. I feel like John Elway kind of just plays around for those situations. He's like, I ain't drafting no quarterback. I keep picking off guys here and there. Eventually, a big one's gonna come up, and I'm going to get him.
Yeah. So now the Patriots traded Jimmy Garoppolo and went and won the Super Bowl because Tom Brady was not comfortable. They did what they had to do. They made a show of good faith to Tom Brady, and they were rewarded with a Super Bowl. You need to make a show of good faith to Aaron Rodgers because without Aaron Rodgers, you have no chance of winning a Super Bowl. Because that's what we're here
maybe
for.
This season you don't, but if the kid can play, the kid can play.
We're not here for 4 years right now. That's not what we're doing. We're not. That's NFL is not 4 years.
NFL team cannot just think for 1 year, man. That's why they drafted him.
Yo, but they can go back and get another quarterback. Aaron Rodgers is not done. So if you thought he was done, you were wrong. You made a mistake. Go fix that mistake.
No, they don't think he's done. They just didn't think it was going to cause as much of a ding because they did it before.
No, they thought he was done. That's why
they don't think.
They didn't think. Come on, man. All right, listen. If a great quarterback fell to them at that pick at their pick, and they took a great quarterback at their pick, then I believe that they're just doing their normal process. You don't trade up to get an unproven quarterback if you think your quarterback situation is fine. That's what I'm saying. There's a difference between just picking a quarterback that falls to you at your pick and trading up and giving up resources for a guy. They wasted resources on a guy that's not going to play for years. Aaron Rodgers, when they picked Aaron Rodgers, that was a value pick late in the draft that fell to them. There's a difference here. We're not talking about the same thing.
Yes, they may have had to give up a third-round pick to get Jordan Love. Yes. But it's still the back half of the first round. They did not I don't think that means, we think Rodgers is done in a year or two. They think they just felt they was going to do the same shit again. He'll sit here till his time. Aaron Rodgers not allowing that, though. Brett Favre allowed it.
Yeah, that's another thing. You don't know the guy you got at quarterback then. You have no idea what's going on in your team. If you thought
that you
well, again, that's
so you don't care what guy you have at quarterback.
So that takes me deeper. That takes me back to my original point. Then they need to fix it. It's not on Aaron Rodgers to fix it at this point. It's on them. It's on the organization to do something. You can't just go around about business.
Oh no, I agree with that. I don't agree with trading Jordan Love. I agree with what you said.
Like I said, that's an option. They have options. First option would have been to go get Aaron a weapon. They didn't do that.
They still could do that.
But they didn't, and they have not to this point. So, like I said, it's almost out the window. It's not a lot of really huge weapons out there just for you to go grab right now. Second would be to trade Jordan Love and bring back that asset that y'all gave up, to bring it back. So now we can use that to go help the team.
Bro, if they trade Jordan Love for a third-round pick, and 7 years from now he's a Pro Bowler, you'll be laughing at him.
No, I wouldn't. No, not at all. Not if in the time in between, Aaron Rodgers takes him to a Super Bowl.
Aaron Rodgers won one Super Bowl in his career.
You don't believe that Aaron Rodgers can get back to the Super Bowl?
I don't know if he can. He has not done it.
Well, I didn't say if you know. I said you don't. Do you believe that Aaron Rodgers cannot get back to the Super Bowl? Is that what you're telling me?
It's very possible that he can't. Yes, I have a stronger feeling that he can't than he can.
I can't agree with that. I cannot.
He's been to one. He has lost 5 NFC Championship games.
He's been to 6 NFC Championship.
Yes, he gets there. So, he is the man. Yes, he's great. No one's ever questioning that. But I can't say just because you trade Jordan Love that you're. Hold on. What I'm saying is, you can't just say that if you trade Jordan Love there's definitely a Super Bowl coming in the next 4 years. That's what I'm saying. There's no guarantee of that.
I didn't say
so
that.
If 6 years from now, we're looking at Jordan Love being a Pro Bowler,
Jordan
and they
Love is not
didn't win a
guaranteed to be
Super
a Pro
Bowl.
Bowler.
Huh?
No, is Jordan Love guaranteed to be a Pro Bowler? So it's the same difference.
That's why I just asked you. I said, hypothetically, if 6 years from now he's the real deal and they gave him up for a 3rd-round pick, people will laugh at them.
And hypothetically, if during that time period they win a Super Bowl, people won't give a fuck.
That's the only way you get out of it, yes. If they win a Super Bowl, okay, yes. But if that doesn't happen and you lost your quarterback, and now you're one of these teams out here that's searching for a quarterback, people are like, man, you traded the dude away just to fulfill a guy that's 39.
You're talking like Jordan Love is motherfucking Trevor Lawrence. He's not that good.
I know I'm talking like he's a proved. No, him and Trevor Lawrence are the same exact thing. They are unproven rookies. Trevor Lawrence is not a guarantee to be good. Jordan Love isn't either.
But who would you think is going to have the better career?
Between who? I have no clue. I'm not sold that Trevor Lawrence is going to be good.
Take the best quarterback that you feel like got drafted this year. Who's the best one? Justin Fields?
Yeah.
So Justin Fields and Jordan Love are the same thing, right?
No, they weren't. Well, yes, technically, yes, they're the same exact thing. Technically, yes. They are a question mark.
Who do you think has more potential to have a better career, Justin Fields or Jordan Love?
If you put the right pieces around Jordan Love, I think him and Justin Fields can have the same career. He got talent, man.
I know Jordan. I watched Jordan Love play. I've seen it. He's not that. He's good. I'm not saying. I'm no knock on.
He's as good as Trey Lance.
I can say that. But also, I don't know Trey Lance. I don't know what the hell.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. None of us know what these guys can be.
And as you can see, they ain't ready to hand the keys to him either. So
they shouldn't.
But here's my thing.
If you have a quarterback, you should not start a rookie.
If you could get Jordan Love at the end of the 1st round, you can get another Jordan Love. You can do that again.
Can you get another Lamar Jackson?
Kyler Murray.
Yeah, he was #1 pick.
Justin Fields.
Yeah, he was 11.
You can do it again.
No, you're saying if you draft a guy late in the draft, right, in the 1st round,
they can replicate
he's replacing. Yes, quarterbacks
come out every year.
But where are you drafting? Yes, that's my question. There's not. It was a reason why they got Love and Rodgers. They're both the same situation, in my opinion. Yes, you had to trade up, but there's a reason why they were able to get them. The Packers are usually a good team. They're not picking the top 10 often. So when you're not a franchise that picks that high, you can't just sit around thinking you're going to be able to get a quarterback.
Here's my thing. Again, this is the Packers' problem. They made this a problem, so they need to fix it. So, third option, this is easy then. Okay, you don't want to trade Jordan Love? Third option, pay Aaron Rodgers.
But they've already attempted that.
More. Do what you have to do.
No, this is
your problem.
Only option
this is your problem.
No, the only solution is bringing in a playmaker. He's not signing a contract without a playmaker. He's not signing anything without another person there.
But I don't know who they getting.
That's their fault. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Jordan Love not the problem. The problem is not no weapon.
No, and that's the thing. I'm never blaming. I can't blame Jordan Love. He didn't ask to get picked. He didn't ask for them to trade up.
Jordan Love's not the problem.
The Packers made a mistake, so now they have to fix that mistake.
Yes, they do. They have to get
just like Belichick had to fix his mistake. He didn't want to trade Garoppolo, but he had to.
He was forced.
He had to. And right now, the Packers may not want to go get a playmaker. They may not want to trade Jordan Love, and they may not want to pay Aaron Rodgers all crazy, but they have to do something to make this work, or it's not going to work for them. It's going to be a bad situation if Aaron Rodgers retires, sits out 2 years, come back and plays for the Broncos and wins the Super Bowl, and you sit over there working with Jordan Love. That's a bad situation.
But what if in those 2 years Jordan Love becomes the quarterback?
What if he doesn't?
Yeah, I know. I know you can easily always say that to everything, but there's a possibility that he's a good player. We can't just sit here and act like he's going to be shit.
No, but Aaron Rodgers is a good player. That's a fact.
That's why you don't get rid of him. Yes, that's why he will not be traded. He will not be traded. I don't care what nobody tells me. until I see Aaron Rodgers traded, I will not believe it's happening. Okay.
No,
Just like
I don't think he's
all
getting
that
traded
shit
either.
about Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's not getting
He
traded.
should have been traded. No, all right. If Aaron Rodgers was going to be traded, he would have been traded already. That's not what I'm saying. Is you don't have to trade him to lose him. And if you lose him without trading him, you cutting your nose off to bite your face.
It's a tough situation for sure.
They got to do something. The Packers have to do something. Something got to happen.
I know Aaron Rodgers is great and all, but I'm not trading that kid for one. Definitely not. I would have probably drafted Terrence Marshall or somebody. They wanted Bateman. They took Ravens picked Bateman before. All right, he's gone.
But there was mad other receivers there. Like,
yeah, but if you're a team that believes in drafting by your board, you don't just go take the next receiver. You take the next player at a need position, and corner is a need position.
I got it, but what I'm saying, see, this is where I guess I just see it differently. It's like, yo, if you can solve or go a long way towards solving this issue by just, doing something you don't normally do, then maybe you should just do something you don't normally do. Maybe you should just draft that, maybe your board is let's go get that receiver real quick. Let's make sure that Aaron is good. Like, am I wilding? Does no other team do this? I believe I see other teams, like a case in point. I can give you a team right now that went against need and did something that they quarterback wanted. The Bengals. They needed.
But that might be a mistake, though. If Joe Burrow's ACL is torn again next year, that's a mistake.
It might be a mistake, but we also know what Jamar Chase is. Huh? We also we both know what Jamar Chase is, though, too.
I know. I know. So
there's a very big chance that it's not a mistake. It's a good chance that they get another offensive
being a mistake has nothing to do with Jamar Chase.
I didn't say that. But
being a mistake is if that guy gets hurt again.
I understand that. But what I'm saying is you don't just have one pick in the draft.
Yes, so but they didn't take one in the second round either.
Got it. But good offensive linemen are not guys that always go in the first and second round, though.
Left tackles, yes, they are. Left tackles, yes, they are.
Not always.
You can't name 5 Pro Bowl left tackles that are not first round picks.
But you don't necessarily need a Pro Bowl left tackle. You need a good left tackle.
Yeah, my point is, go through the league. Look at your left tackle is a what?
I mean,
your left tackle is a what?
He's a first rounder.
Okay. Trent Williams is a what?
Yo, if you name the best left tackles, yes, they're going to be.
No, I'm trying to show you that that's the league. The good ones get picked early. There's not too many stud left tackles coming in the middle of the draft. Not too many Jason Peters out here. That's a luck move. That's a once in a time. Most of them come from the top.
I do. I'm not disagreeing with that. But you don't necessarily need a Pro Bowl left tackle off rip. Like
to win? How many teams winning without who's winning without a line that can anchor?
I'm not saying, did I say line? I said left tackle.
Yes, and the anchor is usually your left tackle.
Not usually, but what I'm saying
good
is
lines.
you can build a good line with taking a left tackle and building other positions up. Like I said,
bro, when you have Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins, why are you picking another receiver?
So you don't have to take time in the pocket. Somebody open. One of them dudes is open. One of them guys is open. One of those 3 dudes is open. Just throw the football.
Not get hurt again. He get hurt again, he'll never be the same.
I agree. Look, I would have took the offensive lineman.
Dude was running for his life last year.
But I would take the offensive lineman. But like I said, not everybody sticks to a specific.
Yeah, but we can't use the Bengals as a positive example.
I'm just using that as an example.
The Bengals we don't want to look at them and do what they do. That's like,
but what I'm
like,
listen,
they haven't been good in like 30 years.
Agreed. All right. So
I'd rather do what the Packers do. They always around.
Yeah, but what the Packers is doing is not working right now. If you lose
Aaron Rodgers, more than the Bengals.
That didn't work right now. See, that's the thing. It didn't. It doesn't work until it does.
NFC Championship game with Jordan Love on the team. Like, if Aaron Rodgers plays, they're going to be still good. That team's still very good.
So what we're talking about right now is Aaron Rodgers not playing.
Not playing. Yes, not
playing. What I'm saying is that's what we're talking about. And what I'm saying is, if Jamar Chase is offensive rookie of the year, we're not even going to care anymore. So
if they go 3-13, yes, I am. I'm not one of them people, bro. I love Justin Jefferson had a huge year. The Vikings went 6-10.
But the Vikings would have went 6-10 anyway.
Yes, my point is the Bengals going 3-13.
They're probably going to do that anyway.
No,
they're probably going to do that anyway.
If your line elevates, it usually elevates the team. The Dallas Cowboys were able to be a good team when it went from Tony Romo to Dak because that line in front of them was elite.
Agreed. But that you said
the Eagles win a Super Bowl because their line is elite.
Yeah, you gotta build your line.
Kansas City just did what? Hold on. What did the Chiefs just do? The Chiefs line had a breakdown in the Super Bowl. What did they do this offseason?
Yo, see, here's my thing. This is what I'm trying to explain though. The Bengals are not one piece away from a Super Bowl.
No, so but that's a big piece that you're adding. Yeah. You don't need a receiver.
They didn't. I never said that they did.
You don't need a receiver.
What I'm saying is they're going to have time to continue to build that line because they're not going nowhere no time soon.
If and that's why you can make those type of moves. If they win 5 games next year, they will not be in a range to draft Pernell Sewu of next year.
Rashawn Slater went where?
13 in a 5 quarterback draft. There's not 5 quarterbacks next year.
But next year is going to be 5 wide receivers. The next year is
no, it's not. There's not 5. But no, usually your top 3 O linemen are usually gone by the top 10. Right?
Listen, here's my thing. Back to what I'm saying. The Packers need to do something to fix this situation. Because that's what I feel like that's being lost. We're talking about, things that normal functional situations would do. I agree with all of that. This is not a good situation, and they need to fix it. Because if they don't, there's a very good chance, I believe, that they could find themselves without.
I think there's a better chance he doesn't play. I think there's a better chance he retires than anything.
They're going to be sitting there looking crazy with Jordan Love, not knowing what to do now. Now, Jordan Love might be a great player. This is nothing against Jordan Love. But if this was, like I said, and I don't even have to say if this was Tom Brady, because when it was Tom Brady, we saw what happened. And that guy went to go to the Super Bowl. The guy that they traded went to the Super Bowl.
Tom Brady still eventually left, right?
Yeah. And Aaron could eventually still leave too.
Yeah.
But the Patriots still made the right move. They still made the right move. Whether or not Tom Brady left.
Yes, they did.
That was still the right move to make, either way.
Only because they won.
Yeah.
If the Patriots don't win, it's a different conversation.
But that's what I'm saying. If you're the Packers, that's how you got to think about it. The man was the MVP last year. Go get him some weapons and go win the Super Bowl. Because that's what. But at the end of the day, that's why they lost. They didn't lose. Jordan Love didn't factor into that game. They lost because
Mr. Rodgers helped them lose.
No, why did he help them lose? Because he only had Devontae Adams to pass to, and Devontae Adams was having a rough day. He had no other weapons.
Bro, they got the ball. They had 3 turnovers in the second half, man. He just ain't come through. I'm not giving him a pass just because he had enough to get there, so he got enough to win that game with 3 turnovers. They lost by 6 points. They didn't get blown out. 37-31.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. With all the 3 turnovers.
If he scrambles on that last play instead of throwing the ball out the back of the end zone, he wins the game.
Yeah, but then why is he having to scramble at the end of the game?
I mean, people play defense. Yes, Adams got taken away.
He had nobody to throw to. The second best option was Robert Tonyan. Who the hell is Robert
Tonyan? There's no disagreement that they have to add more. There's no disagreement.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying.
No disagreement. They have to add another piece. That's what I'd say is the only point. They have to add another piece. There's no fixing it. Jordan Love being traded doesn't fix it. That's what I'm saying. You trade Jordan Love without bringing in another player, you're still in the same situation.
Exactly. But at least you got Aaron. At least you got Aaron, and you gone some type of way towards fixing that relationship. You need to fix that relationship, man. They have to fix that relationship. And all right, here's my other thing. I also believe there's a big problem, and this is a Green Bay specific problem. And I'm gonna make this point. We're gonna move on to what we plan on talking. This is a Green Bay specific problem. The Green Bay Packers do not have an owner.
Yeah, that's
their own. But that's why this problem to me is specific to Green Bay, because the owner can't call Aaron into the office and talk him down. If he doesn't like the GM and that move that GM does, that GM has to fix it, because there's nobody else above him to fix it. So in this particular situation, that's why I'm saying these things, because I don't think that this relationship can be fixed beyond them doing something like one of the three things I mentioned, because there's no owner. You can't talk to the city of Green Bay and have them talk to Aaron and let them know that they love Aaron and that they're good. They can't do that. They don't
do
have
that. They're doing that already.
In Dallas, you call Jerry, will bring him into the office, and when they come out the office, they're gonna be smiling and taking pictures, and they're gonna be good. And that's how those type of teams work. But you don't have that in Green Bay, so that's not an option. That takes that off the table entirely. So that's why I'm saying this is a Green Bay specific problem, and Green Bay has to fix it. The general manager has to fix it, really, because Matt LaFleur. If Matt LaFleur could do it, Matt LaFleur will drive Jordan Love to the airport himself. I bet money. Bet money. Bet money. Give me some. Matt LaFleur will pack Jordan Love's bags for him.
Woo, that was a good one.
Because Matt LaFleur knows damn well Jordan Love ain't going to save his job. We're going to get back to NFL's definitely a lot more, like we said, with the schedule coming out, with mini camps and OTAs and all that coming. Football's on the way, but we're gonna switch gears, because we're gonna get to the real convo. What got me excited? I woke up at like 6:30 this morning, 6:30 a.m. And if all I could really think about, because for some reason I woke up this morning and thought it was Tuesday, was these playing games and the NBA playoffs. It was the number one thing on my mind. But yeah, to me, this is exciting. This playing thing sounds. I didn't really, even last year in the bubble, I was like, I was on the fence with it, but I liked it because of the situation with the bubble. Going into this season, I was a little this playing thing. I'm not so sure. It's gonna be trash, a bunch of trash basketball. Quite the opposite. Quite the opposite.
Yeah, I always was a fan of it. I mean, anytime you're competing for something at the end of the year, you're gonna get the best out of guys. And I know people say, oh, it's the 6, 7, 8 seed. That's not good teams anyway. I was like, I hear you. Yeah, many of those teams may not win a championship, but still, like, you watch the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament, and 60 of them not gonna win either. It's just about competition. About you.
The level of competition. The level of competition.
Because, up. Like,
all right.
Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal are going to be on one.
Yeah. To that point, like you said, yeah, you saying it's going to be trash teams. No, it's not. The defending champs, and to me, for my money, the best player in the NBA this year, are playing each other in the play-in. Don't tell me nothing about bad teams. That's must-see TV whenever they play. Mm-hmm. Be it week 1, be it Christmas, be it in the NBA Finals. It's must-see TV.
Yo, it's Adam Silver's dream. Like, he didn't think when they put this together, this was even possible.
That you were going to get LeBron, but that's the whole spirit of it. You never know how the season is going to shake out. So
the Lakers was fighting for the 1 seed before they had all them injuries. Now look. Steph brought his team from being a team that we saw as a lottery team. Once we knew Clay wasn't coming back again, he was kind of like, I don't know about them. But the way he's played this season, leading the league in scoring, having 10 3-point games, like he's put them back in the conversation, and they're in the playoffs. And I don't. I'm gonna take that back. I was gonna say I don't expect them to beat the Lakers, but I wouldn't be shocked. So I'll say that. I don't expect them to, but I wouldn't be shocked because if Curry gets hot and drops 50, anything's possible.
It's one game. I feel like they can. I feel like there's no reason to think that they can't beat the Lakers. The Lakers have not been the unbeatable team. Even to me, even back to last season, the Lakers they did a good job in the playoffs, but they didn't look unbeatable to me in the playoffs. They looked beatable at many points in those playoffs. They just were able to pull things off, which is what champions do, taking nothing away from them. I just don't see the Lakers as that unbeatable juggernaut of a team. Defensively, maybe, but definitely for sure not offensively.
Well, whenever you don't have 3 All-Stars, you're beatable. We only start to talk about teams being unbeatable when it's 3 or more.
Yeah, very true.
All right, so when there's only 2, you can. It's possible to be beat. Yes, right. We only talk about unbeatable when it's a Golden State situation or Miami. Even though Miami lost that first year, but they didn't lose because of talent. They lost because they didn't know how to survive in that situation yet. Yeah, once they knew they didn't lose. Like Shaq and Kobe. Reason why we look at them in such esteem is because they went 3-peat with 2. Like that's not normal. You know what I mean? Like it's become such a 3 league. Like the Bulls were 3. You know what I mean?
One of the greatest duos ever. One of the greatest duos of all time. Now, all right. So here's the scenario. I also still see a scenario where the Lakers losing to the Warriors is actually not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing because they're gonna for the Lakers. Either way, for the NBA and the Lakers. Because if the Lakers lose to the Warriors, that makes them the 8th seed, or they have to play for the 8th seed.
Yeah.
But then I see them beating whoever they play for the 8th seed. Then now they're the 8 and they're going against Utah.
I don't see.
Yeah, that's a good matchup for them.
Because Mitchell is not a fear thing. If Mitchell was playing, I would say you don't want to play them in the first round.
Yeah, but in this situation, even if he's just coming back still, you might be able to catch him.
I don't think he's playing. It still says indefinitely.
Yeah. I don't know if he plays or not, but I'm just saying if he tries to come back during that series, you still might be able to clip them real quick. Get probably your stiffest competition out the way on the first round. That's what I'm saying. The 8th seed is not necessarily a bad thing for the Lakers. Whereas
that's crazy that this is being said. Like that's never been said before. That a team that's going to be a 7 or 8 seed is in a good situation.
Yeah. But I always said,
I'm sorry. Whoever gets 7 or 8 in the East, you're in a terrible situation. Okay?
Terrible. I'm in that situation, so I know what that's like.
That's not a good thing.
I have very little hope, and that's my problem with our playing game. Because our playing game, we're a team that's looking like we were in the Eastern Conference Finals last year.
Injuries.
Our path to try to get to the Eastern Conference Finals this year is almost impossible. And here comes a team in the Wizards that's been fighting for the last 3 weeks just to get in the play-in.
Here comes a team in the Wizards. If they played how they played all season, if they played the way they played the last 20 games all season, they'd probably be a 4 or 5, 3 seed.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like it's 2 teams going in 2 different directions.
I want no parts of them in the first round. I'm just being honest. Like I think we still beat them. The Sixers will still beat them, but I think it takes 6 games.
Yeah,
so I'm hoping they beat y'all tomorrow. I'm hoping they beat the Celtics tomorrow. Cool, y'all play the Nets. Fun. We'll see what we get tomorrow. I ain't trying. I can't have them losing to y'all tomorrow.
Listen, I like what Brad did down the stretch with these last couple of games, resting guys and getting some of our bench guys a little bit more time because we're going to need them in that play-in. We need everybody to be at their most confident. So we need the starters that have been putting in heavy minutes to be rested and feel good. And then we need these bench guys that ain't been getting enough burn to get an opportunity to see some shots going because we need everybody to be on 100. Because
without Jaylen Brown,
this is tough.
You need somebody to step up. More than somebody. You need multiple people to step up to fulfill.
Exactly. And that's why I say, that's why I like that these bench guys got the last couple games to really get some time in, because we're going to need them. We're going to need a
I'm telling you right
effort.
now, I have no fear of the Knicks. I know people are nicked up.
Nah, the Knicks, they're not a playoff
They
team.
went to the playoffs. Yes, they had a good season.
Let me rephrase what I said. I'm sorry. That was wrong. I'm not saying they're not a playoff team and saying they're not good enough to be in the playoffs. What I'm saying is, no, their style of ball is not built for the playoffs, is what I'm trying to say. Their style of ball is going to get them beat in these playoffs.
You think they can lose to the Hawks? I think they can lose to the Hawks.
I think they can lose. All right. What I mean by their style of ball is they're overly reliant on one player. What happens when you get into a playoff series? They're going to take away that one player.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can't beat nobody without Julius Randle dropping 30 and 7 assists, then you're not going to be able to beat nobody in the playoffs.
Yeah, they go with Julius Randle and then Rhodes off the second unit. RJ Barrett gives them good minutes here and there. Probably averages like 16 or 17 this year. I think them against the Hawks is going to be a good one. Hawks, I kind of lean that way because they have more offensive firepower, and defensively, like, yeah, Trae Young's a liability, but Clint Capella's not. John Collins isn't. And they play, like, the Hawks play a pace that they can play both styles. You know what I mean? They can play up and down. They can slow it down either way. That's why I think a lot of teams a lot of people don't understand that Atlanta is on the brink of being great. Like, they're a player away, or one of their guys they drafted, like DeAndre Hunter or Cam Reddish, becoming a star. Like, that team's right there. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I think they're the team to watch, and that's who I expect the Sixers to play in the second round. But when it comes to the Knicks, like, I just think, like, kind of like you said, like, think of the old Memphis teams. Yes, they had a year where they had a run with the grit and grind thing and all of that, but for the most part, when they got to the playoffs and it was just about Z-Bo, they didn't get out the first round.
Yeah, it's very hard in the playoffs. They're going to take away, and that what you do best. That's why even say once we win this, if we win, say we beat the Wizards and we get that 7th seed. Look what we're looking at. We're looking at the Nets. Now, if I had Jaylen Brown, I wouldn't be that. I'd be okay. Let's do this. Let's make it happen. But I know that a Jason Tatum-centric team, as bad as Brooklyn is defensively, they're going to find a way to stop Jason Tatum. And that's the one guy they got to worry about. They're going to find a way to stop Jason Tatum, and they got 3 guys on the other side that we need to stop. You see the difference?
Yeah. Or they're going to let him do him and stop everybody else.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the same thing for the Knicks. The Hawks are going into that series. We need to stop Julius Randle. They're talking about it from as soon as the Knicks locked into the playoffs, the seed, till tip off. They're planning how to stop Julius Randle. Yeah, so it's going to be very hard for the Knicks, I think.
I don't even know. Has a tough back. Like, I know he's a defensive mind, but Atlanta's got game. Like, they can score. You know what I mean? Like, it's not hard. It's not going to be easy to just stop them from scoring 110, 115 every game. I think they average 112. The Knicks aren't that team. Like, they don't win high-scoring games. They win low-scoring, grinded-out games. Like, that's why I bring up Memphis a lot. Or his old Bulls teams. You know what I mean? The old Bulls with Derrick Rose in them, that's how they kind of won, too. You know what I mean? Especially once Rose got hurt. I don't think you can do that against everybody. And I think that's why those Bulls teams had a ceiling. I think this Knicks team has a ceiling. I didn't want to play Miami. That was the one team I was worried about. Yeah. I
think everybody should worry about Miami a little bit. Because I think that they played their best ball. Of all these teams, what's funny, Milwaukee did too. They started playing their best ball right before the playoffs. Miami
they finally got healthy. They finally got everybody back. Like, they had issues earlier in the year due to injuries and through Jimmy Butler going through the whole COVID thing. Like, that's the only reason they're a 6 seed. Like, they would not be in this situation if they started the year how the middle of their season was and the end of the season was. If they were healthy through that much time, I feel like they would have been right with the Sixers, the Bucks, and the Nets.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Miami is a dangerous team, but also, like I said, Milwaukee was kind of in the same boat. Milwaukee started to get it together. Giannis became more Giannis-like towards the last, 2 months of the season, month and a half of the season. So I think that first round match, and that's the other thing I want to talk about. I mean, the play-ins are gonna be, it's a new thing. It's exciting. We got good matchups: Celtics, Wizards, Lakers, Warriors. What we got in the West? We got Spurs and
Grizzlies.
Spurs, Grizzlies, Ja.
And
I
then
mean, what else?
Pacers and the Hornets.
Pacers, Hornets. I like the Pacers in that only because the Hornets have really not. They kind of fall. It kind of fell apart a little bit when.
Yeah, losing Gordon Hayward didn't help him.
Yeah.
Hayward, but I'll be honest, the Pacers are up and down team too. Like,
yeah.
I know it's a 1-game situation. I feel like if LaMelo and PJ Washington and Terry Rozier can get going, I'm going to be shocked if they beat the Pacers.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. I got the Pacers in that only. Just like
yeah, I lean the Pacers too.
How they finished the season, Pacers look like the better team. I got I got Memphis. I got Memphis winning over the Spurs. Like I said, 1 game. I think they're going to get that done. I got Lakers. I think Bron and AD got enough to get that done. I got Lakers winning. And then I got the Celtics pulling it off. I got us pulling it off. 1 game to win it. I think, like I said, I think very big and what could be a big factor is the fact that we got some of those bench guys a little bit more minutes, get them a little bit confident. I think if we can get 1 or 2 guys hit a couple shots, I think we should be all right.
Well, the Wizards allow everyone to be in the game because they don't play no defense.
Yeah, as long as we get some guys
blow anyone out. Like my thing with them two is that I just lean towards Bill and Westbrook over Tatum and Walker in a late game situation, just because I've seen Kemba come up small in those situations before, and also the Wizards have just been playing at a higher level, so I think they would. They're the 7th seed, but then I do think the Celtics are going to be the 8th seed. I don't have the Celtics out the playoffs. I think the Celtics easily beat the Pacers or the Hornets in the next game. I don't think that's even a question. And then the West, I know the Lakers are probably going to be like a 6-point favorite or something. But I kind of think the Warriors will go in. Because just the situation.
It's funny. Like I said it, and I
think the Lakers are going to be pressing a little bit. You know what I mean? That's what messes you up. The Warriors are going in their house money.
For sure.
And like I feel like if they got to play the next day, it's a whatever. If the Lakers got to play the next day, it's a oh shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think the Warriors. But like I said, I feel the same way. I think just like I feel about the Celtics on the East is what I feel about the Lakers. Yeah, they may lose to the Warriors, but they're going to be in the playoffs because they're not losing to Memphis or San Antonio.
And then, like I said, it actually ends up being a better situation to me for them if they lose and go to 8. To me, because I just feel like Rudy Gobert ain't doing nothing with AD. I don't think AD is going in there worried about Rudy Gobert. So if you're not, that's the thing about Utah. If you go into Utah,
get the 1 seed right and lose, no one is ever going to respect them again.
That's why they better hope. They gotta hope the Lakers win. I bet any amount of money they want the Lakers in that 7th seed. They do not want the Lakers in that 8.
They do not want to play them.
They do not want no parts of that because, like I said, they know what they're looking at. They know.
Yo, they not. But I've kind of written the Utah off because of Mitchell's injury. But I feel like if they're vulnerable to be beaten any series with the without him. You know what I mean? I know they have a good team. I know they still have won a nice amount of games without him, but they've also struggled without him offensively, and I've watched that.
Like, the fact that they were able to hold on.
I bet all the time. So the Jazz have been winning some close games or losing some close games. Like, they have not had an easy run of this without Mitchell. Like, Jordan Clarkson helps out a lot, but they miss him. And if you got to miss him the whole first series, that may be your only series.
Yeah, because see, all right, here we're talking about it. We go back to what we said again. The going into a playoff series, they're going to take away what you do best. Now, what the Utah has done best without Donovan Mitchell has been move the ball. So they're going to make it hard for you to move the ball. If you make it hard for Utah to move the ball and they can't do it as efficiently as they have been, that's a bad look. That's not gonna. It's not because they don't have any other guys that can break you down off the dribble and go get a bucket. They don't have that. Jordan
Yeah, just
Clarkson is the only guy left. With Donovan Mitchell, that's a different story.
Mm-hmm.
Because with Donovan Mitchell, if all else fails, give it to Donovan, pick and roll, whatever you got to do, he'll make something happen. But they don't have that now. So I think that they're in the trouble spot. I think that the number 1 and number 2 seeds are both in trouble spots to me.
No, I don't feel that way about Phoenix.
I feel like Phoenix only because to me, well, you got Chris Paul, so that's always a because I'm like I don't think that they know how to win, but Chris Paul, I don't know, I don't think either one of the 1 or 2 seed to me is not neither one of those are my favorite to win the chip. I'll tell you that.
Clippers.
I got the Clippers to win it all, man. I feel like the Clippers, if they can't do it this time, then just they might as well blow it up because they're not going to be able to do it.
I don't believe it. Just like I did last year.
Here's my thing. The Clippers are in the perfect position for redemption, to redeem themselves, because who they got looking at them in the first round?
Denver.
Luka. No. They're looking at Luka.
Yeah, Dallas.
They got Luka looking at him. And Luka's the one that the first made us look at them funny last year. Luka's the one that made us look at them funny. Because they struggled with Luka in that first round. Luka's the one that made us look at them like, well, this ain't the Clippers that we thought we was gonna get. We thought we was gonna get, So they got a chance to get in that series and prove that was a bubble situation and they left that in the bubble. They need to go out there. I'm looking at a gentleman.
I think the Clippers are too stuck in their own heads to win. Because if you watch what they did down the stretch, they avoided the Lakers on purpose.
Yeah, no, they did. Yeah, they did.
You know I mean, and when you start doing stuff like that, you're not in the mindset to win it all. You got to have the mindset of I'll play anybody.
Yeah.
And if you're in a 4-5 matchup, right? Say the Lakers do slip up and lose to Golden State tomorrow. And say they are the AC. All right, say they upset Utah. Y'all get past Dallas. You got to see them anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So where you running from? So when I see a team start running, I lose all faith. I didn't believe in them much last year because that was more hadn't played together long enough. That's why I felt it was too much Kawhi off and on. Paul George was up and down. Like just didn't think they had enough to cover. Then we had the COVID break, and we know they didn't even want to come to the bubble.
Yeah.
That team's not winning it.
Yeah, that's why I always had an asterisk on it. Because I'm like, they didn't. Well, the main ones that I feel like Lou didn't want to be there, and Trez didn't want to be there. So those guys aren't there no more. Rondo, you know what we know what Rondo does when it gets to be playoff time. I feel like the Clippers is poised, but they still have to show me. I'm not penciling them in. I won't even write it in with erasable ink because I don't know, but I just don't. I just don't know.
Anybody can come out the West. I feel like the East is a 3-team race, but I really think anybody can come out the West.
Yeah, the East is a lot more, but we're gonna get some good matchups in that first round too, man. I
hope we do. Yeah. I mean, even Sixers with
it's no way the Bucks Heat is not gonna be good.
Yeah, that's true. That's one though. I'm trying to think of multiple. That was gonna be good. I think if we best for viewership is the Wizards getting the 7th seed and the Celtics being the 8th seed. Because then you got Philly, Boston. You hold on, just listen. You got Philly, Boston.
I like
hold on, no, listen. You got Philly, Boston rivalry, and then you got KD against Westbrook.
I didn't think of it that way.
That's what you want.
I didn't think of it that way. I like us against Brooklyn because of the Kyrie thing. FYI, like us against Brooklyn, and then Wizards against
But there's
Sixers is
nothing
more.
there the other way. That's what I'm saying. There's nothing there. Wizards,
Well,
Sixers.
I think it's more. That was more of just like the underdog team that made their way in going against the top team in the
Top
East.
team.
That's the.
But that's good. I get.
But you had a good point though. I wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking the Westbrook KD. I wasn't thinking that.
Yeah, that's come on. I wasn't thinking about Kyrie in Boston because I'm sorry. Once you KD and Westbrook, that ends all.
Yeah, that's different. That's different. That's different. That's a good point. That's a good point.
I gotta see that one. I feel like Westbrook might. If that boy is
gonna go nuts. Ain't no Mike. He's gonna go nuts.
He's gonna take that shit personal every second of that series.
He gonna go nuts. But
and that's why I need.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
And then that scenario makes every round one of the East pretty good. Like we said, Philly, Boston, West 1-8. 2-7 is Westbrook KD and Westbrook. 3-6 is the Eastern Conference Finals again, Miami and the Bucks. 4-5 is the two new teams.
Yeah, but I think that even that is going to be a good series just because it's the two new teams. Yeah, it's like we want to see what these kids going to do. They both had overachieving seasons. The Hawks and the Knicks, they both overachieved. They both got into the middle of the playoffs. The Knicks got shouts to the Knicks, man. No, real talk. Shouts to Thibodeau. Shouts to Randall. Shouts to Derrick Rose.
Leon Rose.
Shout to him.
That's who built it.
The Knicks have a home playoff series in the Garden just in time to let fans in. Now that's fire. Now I'm not like that's no jokes about it. Like that is dope. Like that is. Yep. When is the last time we've seen a home playoff series in the Garden? Like
Melo. What's that? 06? No. 09?
09. So over 10 years.
No. 11. I think it's 11. I ain't gonna guess, but I think it's 2011.
But either way,
in his career, yeah.
Roughly 10 years since.
Either way, they've been trashed for a long time.
Yeah,
and even then, it was a short blimp of the Melo thing.
Yeah, it was like a couple 3 years. Yeah. For them to have a home playoff series that like I said, this is a overachieving, over the moon season for them. So shouts to them. A lot of respect for what they built over there, especially Julius Randle. Shouts to him because this is what Julius Randle was always supposed to be. That's the funny part. But things happen. Man.
Hold on,
not everybody.
Real quick, Julius Randle is why people have to stop writing guys off after 1 or 2 years when they're 20. Exactly. They weren't even coming in the league this young before. Like Vince Carter was still at college as young as Julius Randle was when he was already washed off of the Lakers. Like it's mind-blowing. Like Brandon Ingram. People was talking about Kyle Kuzma was better than Brandon Ingram. And I used to say you've lost your damn mind. And now that's not even a conversation anymore.
Yeah, it's not a conversation.
Like stop writing teenagers.
Yeah, you gotta let these kids develop their game, man.
Like Michael Porter Jr. Everybody talked about the damn back injury. I'm like, he's 18. Yeah, care about an 18-year-old having a back injury? He's gonna be fine. Look at him now.
Yeah.
Stop writing off kids, man. They're kids. I know they get drafted. I know they make millions. I know they're supposed to be treated like a professional. No, that's a 20-year-old. And look at your 20-year-old. Your 20-year-old still lives in your room eating cereal. So let's just chill.
Yeah. There's no such thing as player development. Like, develop that player.
It's over. Right? Everybody got to be ready right now. Everybody has to be LeBron and Damian Lillard. And I'm sorry, Steph Curry right now. Steph Curry was drafted 2 years ago. And he had the first 3 years he really had. People would be calling him a bust.
Yeah.
Like they do Lonzo. And I'm sorry, Lonzo's not a bust. Lonzo's just 23.
Lonzo's getting his game together now, as we see right in front of our eyes. Lonzo's getting better and better.
Yes.
They saying LaMelo always to me had the higher ceiling because of his scoring ability.
Their own family used to say that. That's not a shock.
But if you look at Lonzo, everything in every other area of basketball, Lonzo's a better player than LaMelo. And he's getting
a player too,
and he's getting there to be a better scorer. So that's they may be a closer in talent than you think when it's all said and done. Because Lonzo also been playing 3 seasons of NBA basketball already.
People they move too fast with these kids, man. Like, I'm sorry, like, makes no sense to me how fast things happen. Like, even this year, early on, they was talking about Anthony Edwards. Oh, he's not no number 1 pick. Now you look stupid. Like,
Anthony Edwards
what?
That kid is a problem, dog.
That dude is a beast.
To me, just off attitude alone, his attitude and his approach to the game is what makes him.
Man. You gotta listen to the Drafted podcast, and it's him and Tyrese Maxey. There's a reason those two are going to be stars. It's the people around them. That's built. They've been built. Anthony Edwards was being built since 12, 13 years old.
You can see it, man. Like I said, his attitude about how he approaches the game and all that. Like, it's not often that a rookie just walks onto a team and immediately takes that type of leadership role. When I saw him come onto that team, it became Anthony Edwards' team. Part of it
helped that Towns was hurt.
Yeah, that was hurt, and Russell was hurt. But by the time they got back, it was his team.
Yeah, they had enough respect for him at that point too. Yeah, I mean, I just like we both talked about this not too long ago with Devin Booker. She's like, yo, Devin Booker is not needed to be out of Phoenix to win. No, like Phoenix is coming. Just relax.
Yeah.
They were 1 piece away. They got Chris Paul. Bang. DeAndre Ayton is a solid player. Mikal Bridges is a solid player. Devin Booker is Devin Booker. Like, they needed one more piece, and they got a real coach in Monty Williams. I'm not going to say the same thing about Minnesota yet.
No, Minnesota's a little different to me.
But I don't think Karl Anthony Towns has to lead to win.
I don't know.
My question is, maybe, is he not a winner? And they start winning after he's gone?
How many winners have been in Minnesota? I can give you some winners in Phoenix. I can give you some winners from Phoenix. Give me the winners from Minnesota.
Nah, Garnett. It's the only time they've been in the playoffs.
One. So that you could do a case study just based off of Andrew Wiggins. Why I feel like Cat should leave. Andrew Wiggins was what we thought. He thought he was a bust. 2, he thought he was a lazy player. 3, I
never thought he was a bust. I did think he was lazy. I never thought he was a bust, though. I think I got a different term for bust. Like, if you can still score 20 points at any given time, I'm sorry.
I feel the same way. But that's what was out there about him.
Yeah,
he goes to Golden State. He goes to a winning situation, and look at the player you got. And I think a lot of people still think of Andrew Wiggins in that way, like they saw him in Golden State. But
if they took the Minnesota years off, they would be excited by it.
Yeah, watch one game of him in Golden State. You'll look at him different. He just played. He a completely different player there, and I think Cat could be the same thing because the talent Cat got.
What I see with Minnesota with Golden State, I see that they were using him wrong in Minnesota. He's not a number 1 scorer. He's a system scorer. He could score within the offense. They were trying to build him to be an isolation player.
But you got to have offense.
Minnesota
didn't even have an offense. You got to have an offense.
Exactly.
You got to have a system. They don't have no system. That's Cat don't get points off any type of system. Cat get points because he's nice. He Cat. That's why to me, you get Cat somewhere where they can maximize his talent. You see a different player, and I believe that Karl Anthony Towns is a championship player. I feel like he.
I'm bad. He's gonna hit a hitter, big.
Oh, no, it's not. It's never good. Yeah, I feel like that's a championship player. I do feel like in that one case, that's one guy I do think that needs to be traded, and that's also because he's been in the league a lot longer than Devin Booker was when they started talking about Devin Booker's trade.
Cat drafted the same year. The same draft.
Yeah, but we are 2 seasons removed now at this
From
point
what?
with Cat. From Devin Booker does not need to be traded, and we knew that last year. We knew that last year in the bubble that Devin Booker did not need to be traded. So fast forward, we're talking about 2 seasons later. Yeah, Cat
One
can still
season.
get.
The bubble was last summer, bro. One
No,
season.
that season, during the season,
was when people was talking about trading Devin Booker. Yeah, last season.
So by the end of that season, we were
By the
saying
bubble, which was
maybe
a
you
month
shouldn't.
ago. Yeah, we still only have 1
So
year.
now, all right. So say we another year removed, and ain't nothing changed. Nothing has
Him not
changed.
being healthy though could have affected, not change. I don't know what type of team they are if Russell, Edwards, and Towns are playing together. Because we see down the stretch they played well also.
Yeah,
they
offensively.
Too far away to get to the.
But
it wasn't like if they were in the East, they could have made a Wizards run. They've been playing well together, them three.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
That's what I'm saying. Let's wait. I agree that we're not there where we were with Phoenix yet. But if I watch them by All-Star break next year and they're in striking distance to the playoffs, I will fully feel like he does not need to go anywhere.
We'll see. We'll see. That's a wait and see one. But I do think, and I also think that if you're Minnesota, you're looking at Anthony Edwards, I think that I would entertain trading D'Lo and Cat.
Because they played themselves out of their pick, right? They may not get their first round pick now. Like it's going to Florida State. Like that team, that's what I'm saying. Like if you lose a pick and you lost that pick for D'Angelo Russell, right? I can't move him in 1 year.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, that's true.
See what comes of Russell, Edwards, and Towns.
Yeah, that's true. We'll see, man. Like I said, to me, I just look around the league and it's not a lot of Cat, not a lot of that player. It's not a lot of that guy. So, they need to maximize that. If they're not trading him, maximize that very soon.
They would be. I know they would love if they got lucky in the lottery and if their pick stayed top 3 and they were able to keep it. Because I'm trying to think if you put. Kuminga is probably the best fit. He can play small forward.
They can use Kuminga.
Then again, Jalen Green probably could fit too. It's just keep D'Angelo Russell in the 6-man role. I mean, because that's what he played for a little bit this year. They probably put him back in the starting lineup, but he looked pretty good in that role. You know what I mean? So I'm just talking if they get their pick, how you go another guy. Yeah. But more than likely, they're not getting the pick. And the thing's going to go to State. Go to State, about to be right back.
Is going to be a monster next year. Believe me when I tell you, man.
If Clay is the same player, I fear Clay will not be the same player.
I don't think that Clay. I think that Clay, offensively, I think Clay will be what we know of Clay Thompson. I don't know if he can be the elite perimeter defender that he was with that after those injuries, but I also don't necessarily think that they need him to be that anymore anyway.
Yeah, they may not. With the James Wiseman, I'm just saying we've never seen anyone come back from 2 big injuries back to back.
Yeah, no, it's going to be kind of. But like I said, his offensive game is not really predicated on a lot of athleticism. He's still going to be able to shoot, and he's still going to, he's still going to be Clay in that way. Like I said, defensively, I don't know if you get that type of athleticism back. It definitely won't be back next year. It definitely won't be back next season. If he's going to get back, it's going to be, at least a year removed from that.
That's why, man, injuries are the worst because they can ruin you. Like Brandon Roy was everything. Multiple injuries, never the same. Grant Hill was everything. Multiple injuries, never the same.
Brandon Roy was going to be better than D-Wade to me. That's what I thought. I thought that Brandon Roy was going to be better than D-Wade.
Anybody that's seen him play doesn't feel like that's crazy.
I mean, we never got to see it, but I always believe that. I mean, his game was just his D-Wade is smoother, like a smoother game.
Stop. They did not pick Kevin Durant because they had Brandon Roy.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I think that's why they did not pick Durant.
Yeah. I literally was saying that one back.
Huh?
No, but that's true. I said I know they wish they had that one back, but
yeah, but they could. I never blamed them because I understood it. Like,
yeah, no, I did too. Everybody did at the time,
he
and
was that
Odom was supposed
dude.
to be. Odom was supposed to be the deal too.
Yeah, and Odom
Yeah,
was
Odom,
very good in college.
yeah, and the
If
injuries again.
Odom doesn't get hurt and Odom grows into an Embiid type of player, shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Injuries ruin players. It's a shame.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Thank God, yo, Embiid. Thank you. Just don't get hurt again, because he's one big one away too. Like,
he can't
it's
get
It's
hurt.
been spread out. I think he'd have to have 2 in a 3-year span because he has not been hurt seriously in like 3 years now.
Yeah, the guy to me that's really on watch right now is Oladipo. I don't know if Oladipo gets back, man.
Cooked.
I don't know if Oladipo gets back. I'm like, it's sad, man. I'm like, damn, because
he was just coming on.
Yeah, if you look at the beginning of his career, it was shaky. Then he just had them 2 seasons where it was like, okay, this is who Oladipo is. Oh, okay, this is why, because he was a number 2 pick or number 3 pick in the draft. I'm like, yeah, this is who we thought he was going to be coming out of Indiana. Yep. Then the injury, and then now another one.
Yeah, he was number 2 pick.
Now he just had it. Yeah, I don't know if we ever see the Oladipo that we could have saw.
Yeah, the 1 year, his first year with the Pacers, he was everything. And even that second year, he was still that guy, and then the injury started.
Then he got hurt. Yeah, that's tough. It's tough, but and that's what I want to talk about right now. Really more focus on the play-ins, which we delved into a little bit. Like I said, I think it's some really good first round series, man. I'm looking forward to it, man. It's like I'm a kid at Christmas right now, man. I can't wait.
Yep. One more thing on Klay. Well, my fear with Klay Thompson is John Wall. Like, John Wall had 2 big injuries. He was out for a whole year. Then he was out for a second year. And he's a good player, but he's not a difference maker anymore. And that's what I think Klay probably will be when he comes back. But that's your point is the point that matters. They may not need him to be more.
Yeah, I feel like they've improved everywhere else on that team around him. With Wiggins, with Jordan Poole, with the kid Toscano Anderson, James Wiseman, Haskell.
I was about to say, you did name the best point.
Yeah, that's a good team without Klay. You add Klay shooting to that, they're right back, and don't let them get that top draft pick. Like,
they can't get the top. The Timberwolves pick is top 3 protected.
No, but that's what I mean. Top 3, whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter for them. 1, 2, or 3. It does not matter.
No, I'm saying they can't get 1, 2, or 3.
Oh, they have to get after. It's top 3 protected. So 4 through 10. Any of those picks, man. You don't want to bring another good player onto that team if you anybody else in the league, because that team.
Minnesota was expecting themselves to be better than they were, but injuries once again. That devil.
Yeah, man. It really, man. The Warriors is a team to look out for next season, man. It's going to be an entertaining team. But I'm also secretly, in a way, I'm actually glad that Steph had this season. I feel like a lot of people was acting like Steph
was talking stupid.
Yeah, they was acting like Steph wasn't who he is, man. They thought he was going to get exposed this season.
Bro, he did it before Durant.
Yeah.
They were great already. Like, I've never understood this questioning of Steph Curry. It never made sense to me. They were already there. Like, people try to act like Durant made them there. No, he came to the party.
Yeah, he came after
the party was already started with Steph Curry.
Yeah. Nah, Steph, nobody to me, like, proved, cemented, reestablished their greatness like Steph this season. Like, because he pretty much, how often do we see the person that's leading the league in scoring at the All-Star get hawked down and beat by the end of the season? And nothing happened to that person. They didn't get hurt. They didn't stop scoring. They just got hawked down by somebody that had 40-point games once a week.
Bro, like I said, he was making 10 threes in a game.
Yeah. Steph, if you didn't believe in Steph,
when you watch Steph Curry, you've never seen anyone else like him.
Nobody. Trae Young is a reasonable facsimile, but not the same. It's not the same.
Not yet, it is. No. But
I've never seen somebody so casually pull up from
it's coming though. that is their idol.
Yeah, Trey, and then the next one is going to be a little bit better, and then
the younger, yes, Trey Young and younger, he's their idol.
Yeah,
I mean, Steph Curry's their guy. You know what I mean? Like, so that's how they all play. Like, I think Zion and them he's probably still part of the LeBron, you know, with John Wall and Anthony Davis and all them. That's LeBron's their guy. But Steph Curry is Trey Young one down. Like Jalen Suggs is trying to be Steph Curry.
Yeah, by trying to be Steph, the Suggs, all these guys. Enough for sure. It's gonna be the problem when it's the guy with a little bit more height that get into that bag. That's when it's gonna be a problem.
Well, that's Bates.
When you get Bonnie Bates, that when you get a guy 6'4", 6'5" doing that, like in the Steph moving around.
I'm telling you, it's coming.
Yeah,
they're just 16 right now.
That's gonna be crazy when you get that guy.
Jaden Hardy is a monster. He pulls up from anywhere. Yes.
Yeah. That's gonna be nuts.
Guy Clark is going to Kentucky. He's 6'4", and he's pulling up like Steph Curry. Because that's what he's been watching for the last 8 years of his life.
Yeah, once those guys get into the league. This is
his generation. Iverson is my guy. That's most people, my area in my age is Allen Iverson. Right? LeBron has his era. Kobe has his era. I think Kobe and Iverson is mine. All right. Jordan is probably more of yours. Steph Curry is now.
Yeah, Steph Curry right now. Everybody at the
LaMelo is probably next.
I can see LaMelo.
You gotta be a culture icon too.
LaMelo, Zion, or Luka. It's gonna be one of those guys.
Well, Luka have his crowd. Luka have his internet.
That's what I'm saying. I can still see Luka.
Zion and LaMelo will probably battle for a minute.
But I think Luka is even going to go further than international because it's always, for the white player, it's always a guy too. Remember, there was a time when every white kid thought he was JJ Redick. There's also a kid where every white kid thought he was Kyle Korver. Then it was Dirk, Steve Nash. Now I think Luka's going to be that. And if you get some of these kids like
but Luka's not American. But you haven't named a European.
Dirk.
I don't see white people gravitate to Dirk like I did see them Nash. I think Nash got it more because he's Canadian.
No, that's for sure.
I think it's something there about the European and the white man. I understand, yes. You know what I mean? Because the first person you said was JJ Redick, right? Duke.
Yeah.
American. Like, he fits the picture, right? Larry Bird fits the picture.
Yeah.
I don't know if Luka may be that guy if they don't get. I think Tyler Hero, if he cleaned it up a little bit because he thinks he's black.
Yeah, I do that.
He has to clean it up a little bit. He could be that guy, but he might not want to do that though. He hangs out with Jack Harlow and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry, white people. Try to
Luka's that guy, man. But it's gonna be one of those three that kids are pretty much going to emulate their game after. If you big, it's going to be Zion. If you medium size, it's going to be Luka probably. If you
and Trey Young. Trey Young is there. Trey Young is there. LaMelo will be there. Like, it's just crazy because Steph Curry is my age range. So I think it's wild to see this because I remember every Davidson, all that stuff. Like, we're only months apart in age, right? So it's crazy that he's at this level now. I remember dude was drafted.
Yeah.
It was remember when Knicks fans was like really ready to throw up because they picked him. Yeah. One pick ahead.
But no, for sure, Steph to me is like this season was he's not gonna be the MVP. But if they ever gave out that second half of the league of the season MVP, it would have been him for sure. But
yeah, he's only not MVP due to record.
I don't think that. Well, I think Joker's leg up on everybody. He actually got the best of both worlds as far as being an MVP. One, he was already putting up the numbers to start the season, and his team had a good record. Then there was the Jamal Murray injury, and then he kept them still there.
They went up.
So not only did he stay consistent throughout the year, but he also withstood the injury and showed that his value for real. So
that's when I stopped. I no longer even talked about Embiid and MVP.
Yeah,
when
I'm like, Joker got it.
The Nuggets go up the rank sliding with
he
Jamal
did
out.
everything that you want out of your
Embiid,
MVP.
I love you. You played great this season, but he gonna win it.
Yeah, you can't not give it to Joker. Like, what would you say? What would you say the reason is that you're not giving it to Joker? Like, there's no reason.
There's only one person else you could give it to, and I think you could just say he was just as dominant. His team's the number 1 seed. There's only one other person. It's him or Embiid. I mean, it's nobody else.
Like I said, the only reason I say Embiid is because Embiid got hurt and his team stayed number 1. That's where I think the difference between the two is. Simple as that.
No disagree.
That's what I'm saying. That's just the difference. The only difference between those two is the fact that Embiid got hurt and Joker didn't. That's it.
He never misses a game.
Yes, I think Joker got to get it, but I think that Steph should get like this. This is where it comes down to votes. Because if Embiid don't get first place votes, I'm gonna be like, come on. And if Steph don't get first place votes, I'm gonna be like, what are y'all doing? Both of those two dudes need to get first place votes. It can't be unanimous. Jokic is not the unanimous MVP.
I'm sorry, the unanimous thing doesn't happen. Just because Steph got it, it's never happened ever before or after that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's why it's important that it doesn't happen sometimes. Sometimes it's a reason. Like Jokic, although he should be the MVP, he should not be unanimous. There should be some votes for Embiid, and there should be some votes for Steph, because those guys did what they're supposed to do, and that's almost an honor in and of itself to me. In a way, I look at that a certain type of way.
I guess, I think fans, we may feel that way. I think Embiid and Steph is a kick.
They don't. I'm talking about as a fan of basketball, though. Like, I watch these dudes this season. I feel like they deserve some type of recognition.
Yeah, they'll be first team all NBA. I feel like that's the recognition.
That too. Yeah, for sure. Oh, one more thing, and we'll wrap this up. I got one more thing after this, but I think it's going to be very interesting who makes these all defensive teams this year. I say all defense for the main thing is, record year for offensive production. Like, who was the best defenders then, really? Like, who was out there doing it? Yeah, you got guys, you got your Ben Simmonses, you got your Rudy Goberts, you got your Giannis. Don't get me wrong, your guys is definitely, first team guys. I'm just saying some of these guys, some of these defenders are very underrated. Mm-hmm. Because what happens is, I watched the Warriors Grizzlies game yesterday or the day before, I can't remember.
Yesterday.
And Dylan Brooks gave Steph the hardest time. Yeah, yesterday. One of the hardest times I've seen anybody give him in the first half. But then he
got in foul trouble.
Yeah. And he went and did what he did. So I think that's the type of stuff. Like, the score is still going to be the score, and Steph is still going to have his 30 and up. But we saw somebody play great defense for as long as he could in today's NBA. So that's why I think it's going to be interesting. Who's the guys that's really? Because I think a lot of times they reward teams rather than players. Like, case in point, Eric Bledsoe was first team all defense for me, and I do not see him as a first team all defensive player ever. But those Bucks teams were so good defensively that you kind of almost had to reward the players on that team. So, I like I said, to me, it's going to be very interesting to see who makes these all defensive teams.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of I think you named most of the first. I think Miles Turner would probably be the last person, because he was injuries the only reason his name started to fall, but he still should be honored. Chris Paul always want to step there. I'd be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Thibault is on the second team.
Marcus Smart usually has a spot on the second team.
Yep.
He usually pretty much got to pencil him in.
He's like Tony Allen of this generation.
Yeah, exactly. He's in there. He's in there somewhere.
Shane Battier, like those guys that no matter what, you may not think about them all year, but more than likely they're going to be on it.
I would say it'll be interesting. And all NBA teams, of course, is going to be very interesting. But I think we all know who's going to be on the teams. It's just on which teams they're going to be on. I think that's the real question for all NBA. I don't think we get too many surprises. Like, oh, this guy made all NBA. We know who's the all NBA guys.
I think the surprise is going to be who doesn't make it.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be somebody who's going to get left off. It's just inevitable.
Yeah. It's too many good guys. Like a guy like Julius Randle. He should be.
Yeah. Or third or second, and he may not.
He definitely should make it. I'll say at worst second. I mean, I'm not giving him first, but I would say second is where he belongs. I would put him second.
I did it the other day. It gets close. I'm not sure he's guaranteed to be on the second team because you got
he's not.
You got Russell Westbrook, you got Bill, you got you got Durant, Harden, Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and that's none of the first team.
I don't think Jaylen Brown makes it all NBA. I think the injury, even though it was later in the season, I think that hurt him.
I'm just saying his name's still in the conversation.
He should. He's gonna get votes.
Malcolm Brogdon. There's a lot of
Sabonis.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. There's gonna be somebody.
You ain't say no Heat players, and
Devin Booker.
Yeah, yes, Bam and
Bam and Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
So I feel like the first team I can feel like it's going to be Jokic, Embiid, Bill, Curry, and they'll still gonna put LeBron in there.
Nah, I'll say Durant. I say before
either
you put LeBron.
Either one, LeBron or Durant, one of them will be there. But I'm saying,
you know what? You might have to put Paul George in there. Deadass, you might have to, because
you're not getting it over. You're not getting it over LeBron and Paul George. I mean, and Durant. That means if Paul George goes on there, then somebody like Westbrook, Bill, or one of them doesn't get first team.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be some snubs for real. You bring up a real good point, because not all them dudes can make it.
That's what I'm saying. I was doing it the other day, and I'm going through, and I was at a point where I'm like, "Yo, Kyrie, I don't know if he's on here."
And the crazy shit is he should be.
Yes.
Because he had a 50-40-90 season on the low.
Yes, and he might not be there. That's what I'm saying. I would not be shocked if Randall gets left off, and it'll feel like a slight. But when I really look at it, not a slight.
Yeah, not with the other guys that probably will be left off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. Like I said, I looked at the all defensive team more because it wasn't a lot of defense played this year, but it was a lot of offense played. So it's a lot of guys.
He was getting buckets this year. Oh. That shit's
but anyway, we'll talk more and more about that as things progress, and they name some of these awards. I'm gonna start working on my list. I haven't started yet. Who I got where? Sixth man is the easiest one to me. That's everything else, and MVP. I got my MVP and I got my sixth man. That's about it. Everything else I gotta kind of situate in my head. But one last thing I do want to do before we get out of here, man. I want to do my About That Life. I gotta give it to Jermaine Cole, man, from the Rwanda Patriots. If you don't know, J. Cole, the rapper, platinum rapper, just dropped, his album, the off season. I recommend it if you haven't listened to it yet. It's good music.
Mm-hmm.
It's impressive. He made his professional basketball debut yesterday or sometime this weekend. He made his professional basketball debut in what's the name of the league? Is it NBL?
I'm not gonna lie.
I think it's NBL. I think it's Nigerian basketball. I'm not sure. It's an African professional league sponsored by the NBA. So it's African players for the most part. There are a lot, and it's funny. Some guys that I even knew, like a lot of guys that play in college ball, in the U.S. and played professionally elsewhere or in the league. So it's not just guys off the street. Like we're talking about professional basketball players. So he made his debut, and he to me, like I said, he looked like he belonged. And to me, the reason why it's about that life, and to me, the biggest feat of it is, like I said again, he's at the top of his field in his profession. To be at the top of your field in one profession, and then in your part-time profession, also be doing that at a high level, that's commendable. I take my hat off, because that's
that's
that
just
ain't
impressive. They do both things. Like, it doesn't matter how well he plays basketball wise, to be able to get signed and not just off your name is a good thing. Is it not normal?
Like I said, I watched the game. He looked like a player. He didn't look much different than any of the other guys. Conditioning wise, he got to get a few games under his belt probably to get the conditioning right where it should be. But as far as the game and balling, he looked at home on the court.
We know he's always played a lot in his life, so that's probably why. He probably been something he dreamed about for a long time, and to get it done, that's all I care about. Like, I'm like, man, if he put the work in, he felt like, hey, I want to attempt it, try.
Yeah,
because the opportunity's there, take it.
Yeah, that's why you gotta respect it, man. You gotta respect it. We had some great, rapper ballers. Probably the best you would probably have to say that was more of a primary rapper baller was Master P, who did play in the NBA. Cole's not going to take it that far, in my opinion, but I think this like I said, this is right up there as far as accomplishments. I feel like this, and at 36, to me, that's also that's big. A 36-year-old playing professional at any.
He was in his 20s.
Yeah, not he was in his 20s. 36-year-old playing professional basketball at any level is impressive.
The fact that I'm not that old, not that far from 36, scares me.
Yeah. Hey, bro, if you plan on making the league, you might want to get started on that.
Well, no, I'm doing that one at all, but this is the grand scheme of life. 36 ain't old. But when you play a sport, yes, it is.
Yeah, it is. Sports, it comes to a time in life where you realize my sports days are over. Like, even if I wanted to, if I ever had a dream of doing it, it's over, because I already passed that age threshold, like, where it's just not. Like I said, that's why, to me, I think that's probably one of the biggest things about the J. Cole playing professional ball thing. Like, really, a 36-year-old being able to realize that dream of playing professional ball that hasn't been just grinding and doing that this whole time, that's impressive. Like you got it done. Shouts to you. That's why we call it About That Life. I feel like he definitely was about that ball life to get that done, because it's a lot of dudes that would want that spot. Put it like that.
A lot of rappers who think they can play.
Yeah. Let's hope that given the opportunity, they don't do what Lil Baby did, because that was a little wild. I don't know if you watched that at the All-Star halftime.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, damn, bro.
I'm pretty sure he didn't expect it to go like that.
Yeah, he thought he could ball. You can tell how he went out there. He thought he could ball, but then when it became very clear.
But when I see it, I don't think he. I think he did it just because they asked him.
You don't feel like he thought he could really ball?
No, I don't think he plays basketball. Lil Baby does not play basketball.
Yeah, I'm not doing that though. Me?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, but I'm saying.
How many records I sold?
I think he may have played when he was a teenager. I think he may have played before music started. I think that may have happened, right? Around the city or whatever. But I think if we was in Lil Baby's life, we'd be like, yo, you ain't touched a basketball in 2.5 years. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, well, I can see that. but that's the thing. No, but that's the thing. My first question, if you ask me, I'm like, who all playing? If you tell me it's Quavo, Jack Harlow, and 2 Chainz, I'm cool. Because I know those dudes.
No, they actually play basketball.
No. I'm cool. I'm cool on that. Nah, them dudes ball. Get somebody else step on to play with them. Shouts to Lil Baby though. That's my guy. But yeah, man, I'm gonna wrap it up on that, man. That was my last point. Anything else you want to hit? Anything you want to touch?
Nah, bro, you did it. You did it good.
All right, man. All right, so we'll wrap it up, man. It was a good show. Definitely want to shout everybody out that's listening and rocking with us. Oh yeah, another quick shout. This was, what? This was a few weeks ago. We did the live for the draft. And I just want to shout everybody that hopped on, participated, watched. That was dope, man. I had a good time.
Same.
We gotta do that again.
Yep.
All right, so everybody, catch us next time or enjoying the conversation. Check us out on social media, Twitter, IG under About That Sports Life, ABTDATSPRTSLIFE. We hope to come back and do some more lives with y'all on IG. So definitely follow us there. Catch us on YouTube and Facebook under About That Sports Life. Also on YouTube, man, subscribe and like the videos, please. Shows that we got y'all watching and y'all supporting. We need that. Email any questions, comments, concerns, topics to info@aboutthatsportslife.com. And you can also check out replays of the show on our site, www.aboutthatsportslife.com. And with that, we out.
Peace.